The summer, let me tell you something. The summer of Tire Rack sweepstakes rolling on. On and on and on and on. It's not over. No, we're in August now, and it's heating up. Not only the weather's heating up, but this contest is heating up as well. One winner has already been selected. Can you believe that? We've had one winner already selected for a set of 4 brand spanking new tires. How sweet is that? And now 2 more winners have the opportunity to have their name picked out of the hopper. And you can get a set of 4 brand new tires plus installation. Right? That's included in this. The taxes, the fees, you ever bought tires before, they always add those extra things on. All that's covered. Boom! All of it's covered right there. Valued at up to $1,500, depending on which tires you end up with. I recommend the most expensive because it's a contest. If you win the contest, just enjoy them. Have a great time. So, listen, enter daily. Enter right now. Enter tomorrow. Enter the next day. Every single day. 1 new entry per listener. Per day there. You enter the contest, and every single day, you boost your chances to win, and you could be the lucky winner. So, again, 2 more winners will take home a set of 4 brand spanking new tires. You love that smell of rubber. Yeah, you get that. Through August 27th. To enter and get all the rules, regulations, and all that, go to foxsportsradio.com, your new favorite website. foxsportsradio.com, sponsored by tirerack.com, the way tire buying should be. A broadcast station, Al Michaels, popped up on our radar. What is this about? Well, Al getting in a defensive posture. And why did he get in a defensive posture? Well, if you didn't see this, possibly not. Al Michaels did an interview with one of the media front office websites, and Al said he's tired of being criticized. He's very calm, some would say monotone, way he calls many of these Thursday night NFL games. He says he is not going to feign excitement at this stage of his career, a legendary career. At that, Al shrugging off the critics, the doubters, who thought he should have shown more enthusiasm. Last year, Al was criticized by some for his approach. And Al said, quote, "People say he didn't get excited enough. What do you want me to do? Scream, holler, yell the game," Al stated. "That ain't me. And that ain't Buck. That ain't Nance. I can't pay attention to anti-social media." Al Michaels complained, "We live in a country with 330 million people, and if 8 people rip you on social media," I'm going, huh? All right, so let us discuss. That's the close of the quote. So the question, what is your viewpoint on Al Michaels and his pushback of the critics of his broadcasting work? So I have DreamWorks, Beethoven, and Refresher Course. And we'll combine all of these things together, and we are going to make heartburn medications, what we're going to make, because you may have heartburn if you listen for a little too long here. We don't want you to have heartburn. So, first of all, Al Michaels, good old Al, can do no wrong in my book. Guy's a throwback to a different time. Broadcasting, you say he's a relic if you want. You want to goof on Al, say he's a relic from a different time. Fine. There's a generation, the last great generation of sports broadcasters. I'm not part of it, but Al's part of it. He's an older generation. And that generation of play-by-play announcers moved the needle. And Al Michaels is in that group. He's not at Vince Scully's level, but more like Marv Albert or Pat Summerall, Doc Emmerich, Keith Jackson, and Nelly, Jack Buck, not Joe, Jack Buck, Brent Musburger, You're Looking Live. Those are the legends. And Al Michaels is 78 years young at this point. He's the last of the Mohicans. He's the last one standing. All those other guys are either dead or they're no longer working as play-by-play announcers. And so the new generation does not have the gravitas. They are lacking in that department, and everything has been watered down. Now, maybe I'm just becoming jaded and all that, but I don't get the sense that there's something special about the next wave of play-by-play guys. Al's very presence, and it's probably because when I was a kid I watched Al Michaels, but Al Michaels' very presence to me is something that gives the illusion that a sporting event is bigger. And these Thursday night games have been a lot of dog food games, but still, Al Michaels, I see him do that open with Herb Street. I'm like, this is a big game. That's a big game. Al Michaels is there. And you throw out the records, because if you looked at the records, you wouldn't watch. But Al Michaels, that's what he brings to the table. For me, and for a lot of people who grew up with Al Michaels. And as for those people who are goofing on Michaels, it is a small subset of what I call vermin. I call those people vermin. And it's kind of like the DreamWorks movie from years ago, Trolls. That's what they are. And don't feed the trolls, because it just creates more trolls. And social media is filled with cyborgs, trolls, and bots. And they just fill up. There's a lot of lies and nonsense and all that. Al's doing fine. He's doing okay. In fact, he's still working, and he's closing in on 80 years old. That's pretty good. Of course, those old school guys would all go until they're 85, 90. Al's probably got another eight years in him, at least. Now, secondly, let's go to Kansas City. Trouble in the Heartland. The headline on this one, we are told there's been very little communication, just a little bit, between all-pro defensive tackle Chris Jones, his agent, and the Chiefs. It's getting close to the start of the regular season. It is likely that this situation will not reach a compromise anytime soon, and that means that Chris Jones, who believes he's the next reincarnation of Aaron Donald, that Chris Jones will be sitting on the sidelines. We'll see how crazy he wants to get with this. He would like to get the $95 million deal that Aaron Donald got from the Rams. I would also like to get the $95 million deal that Aaron Donald got from the Rams. I think I have as much of a chance of getting the $95 million as Chris Jones does, but what do we know? And so where is this Chris Jones contract kerfluffle with the Chiefs going? It is going towards Beethoven. It is going towards Beethoven. Say what? The crescendo. We're reaching the climax there. One of the most famous examples of that would be Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Right? The build up to the crescendo, and we are heading towards that moment. There are 22 shopping days left now. Kansas City opens up defense of their Lombardi Trophy as the reigning champions on September 7th against the Motor City Kitties at Arrowhead Stadium. Kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. And will Chris Jones be there? At this point, you would say no, but it's a lot of posturing which is going on right now. Now, final thought. So let's go to Cincinnati, a rival of Kansas City. It's a difficult conversation for many people to have, but it involves, if you're a wide receiver, who are the greatest wide receivers? Who are they? I bring this up because Jamar Chase, we mentioned him earlier, having some, not baby mama drama, booty call drama. He's on the tabloids there. Jamar had a little one-nighter, and the person he had the one-nighter with would like to have many more nights, so that's a mess. But Jamar Chase was asked his top 4 receivers, the old hokey nonsense of, what's your Mount Rushmore? Weren't they supposed to have more than 4 people on Mount Rushmore right there? Anyway. They ran out of money. But if you didn't see this, and maybe not, Sports Illustrated asked Jamar Chase who the top receivers are, and he said he listed Calvin Johnson, Antonio Brown, Cooper Kupp, and Jerry Rice. So what did you like? What did you dislike about the Jamar Chase top 4 receivers? I'll go first. You can chime in on this if you want. So I like that Jamar Chase is a different breed of kitty cat. I like that. Like, he said some outrageous things. We talked about this in a previous episode of the show. Jamar Chase is like, yeah, let's just have Joe Burrow miss the first 5 weeks of the season. We don't even need him. Make sure he's healthy. But Jamar is not worried about the conventional wisdom of the football, the society. Now, I love Cooper Kupp. Guy's great. When the Rams wide receiver, still is. They won the Super Bowl with Cooper Kupp. But
if he's in the top 4, then I guess they've erased a bunch of other people. Randy Moss and T.O. are absolutely outstanding, and they were better overall in their careers than Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's had a couple of great years. It's longevity, it's consistency, and all that. And regardless, though, this entire story, which has gotten some traction, the Ja'Marr Chase list, it is a refresher course. It is a refresher course because lists are low-hanging fruit. Now, we do not do list radio. We don't. Low-hanging fruit is always the sweetest, the nectar of the gods. But we don't play that game. Right? People freak out over lists. The reason people do lists is because people lose their lunch. I can't believe you had that person ranked ahead of the other person. What's wrong with you? Shame on you. So I don't do lists, but I do Big Ben's Big Board. And on Big Ben's Big Board, which is not a list, it's Big Ben's Big Board. Totally different. You've got Jerry Rice out like Secretariat in front of everyone else, the greatest receiver of all time. Then you have a combo dish of Calvin Johnson Megatron with Randy Moss and Marvin Harrison. Boom. And, of course, we're spitting loogies at none other than Antonio Brown and Ocho Cinco and all those other guys. But that's my big board, and that's what I'm sticking with.